players are like,
they
all
gotta
right,
go to the Caves of
yeah.
Chaos.
So they gotta go to the Caves of Chaos. So one of the big things in the joke, actually, I should have mentioned this beforehand. After this, Joe, and I mentioned, no, not Maganello. Joe, my buddy, the one who got me to D&D, the one who ran the campaign originally, got burnt out, left, came back, and he's like, hey, can I play for a session as a character? I was like, okay. Played for a session. A session.
Oh.
And then just became another permanent player of the game.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And so looking back, I'm sitting here like, was it really work related, Joe? Was it?
Was it?
Not one of you. But
I mean,
it's all good because honestly, like Joe's such a good fucking player, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, outside of game workload as a DM is higher.
Oh yeah,
player. So you know, I understand it, but it is a little funny. Like, yeah, Joe, yeah, really.
But one of the things, because he played a human shadow sorcerer, and his thing was he wore like a lot of black clothing. He wore a raven mask. Like he was trying to edge it up really bad. Also, shit, I should mention, Xanathar's Guide came out like 2 to 3 months before my campaign started. So a lot of my players picked a lot of new shit from Xanathar's Guide because that was the newest book. So he played a shadow sorcerer, and one of the running jokes that happened in the game, because the players would every once in a while fight like one of Calorel's like minions, like another like mini necromancer, and I joked that the Calorel's minions always confused Joe's character for one of them. Because he just dressed so like dark and like a necromancer.
He's an edgelord.
Yeah. So they're like, Mark, who are these losers? What are you doing, man? Come over here and res this body with me. Come on.
Hey, yo, Mark, what are you doing, man? What's going on?
It's the fucking. Was it Will Friedle or yeah? It would when they're in the fucking Slayer's Take bit in the campaign 1 where they're like, Dale.
Yeah, so that happened like 2 or 3 times to the players, and it became a bit. And so the players are like, all right, we have to go to the Caves of Chaos. Joe, because he kept getting he kept getting mixed up as one of the Calorel guys. He's like, wait, guys, I have a genius idea. What if I go undercover and pretend to be one of Calorel's guys, and I'll just kill him in the night? Genius.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? And so my players are like, all right, man. So we'll go to the Caves of Chaos.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I just need to refresh that sentence in my brain. He was trying to assassinate Calorel?
Yes.
Okay, bud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Joe wanted. He's like, all right. He's like, I'm getting confused for a lot of his minions. He's like, this is gonna be easy. I'll get in. I'll kill him. And then, the mission complete. We don't have to worry about getting the staff at all. And
in and out, 20-minute adventure.
Yeah, basically, it's like, hey, so if I don't listen, just wait for me. Give me a day. I'll meet you guys at the entrance of the Caves of Chaos. If I'm not there in 24 hours, assume I died. And so the players are like, well, that checks out.
Old choice, but okay.
So the next time the players run into one of these minions, like again, the same joke happened where the guy's like, Bill?
Are you bud?
Yeah, Steve? Like, what are you doing? And Joe wrote like a nat 20, I think, on deception. So he's like, yeah, man. Oh, dude, I got lost. Like, hey, let's go back to the boss's place. Like, I need to go there. So the minion was like, all right, man, let's go. We gotta teleport back out. So the minion and Matt Colville, I think he said this was from the Black Company books, like the whole red coins. Like Calorel was using these red coins. Yeah, there was something about blood coins, like, and Matt did this when he was like explaining the Dillian Tomb thing, was like Calorel paid people for dead bodies with red coins, not gold coins, red coins.
Oh, he's referencing. Oh, so yeah. They weren't special coins, but there is a character in the second Black Company book who basically kills a bunch of people in the village he lives in and brings their bodies to this castle up on the keep that he doesn't realize is actually a cult of the Dominator, who's the main bad guy, and they're using the bodies to make, I think, zombie minion, like zombie warriors, basically, to help the Dominator return. Yeah, I didn't even. That's like the best. That's like the best book in the series too.
Okay. But like, I didn't know like what they did, so I just assumed like, you know what, this is probably, you know, he pays people. This is probably how his minions can like get back and forth between him and like his town. So the minion uses like, you know, I didn't fucking know, so I just was like, yeah, magic, you know, evil Kal-El magic, and they use the coin. They teleport to Kal-El's castle.
Yeah, it was. It was literally. It wasn't anything special. It was literally, he was just. They were paying him a lot of money for dead bodies, so he was bringing them dead bodies.
Nice.
But
yeah,
okay.
So Joe teleports there, and this is my first one-on-one session. So I was like, all right, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. And basically when they got there, this is Joe saw that a bunch of basically what Kal-El was doing, and he had this like lab facility with a giant undead elder brain, like a mind flare elder brain, plugged into the device with a bunch of these evil necrotic runes and shit, and basically was using this to power all the undead around and basically control an army of undead throughout the city. That's how, yeah. And so Joe's like, oh fuck, I'm in way over my head.
No, you think? You think?
Yeah. So he's like, all right, he's like, all right, well, you know, I'm here. Might as well stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Yeah. So he goes. He goes, and one of the things that Joe, this, you know, Shadow Sorcerer character, did a lot was he liked to bake. He joked. He's like, I bake cupcakes, and people are like, are you part of a cult? He's like, no. Why? Who wants punch?
Who wants punch? Okay.
So he liked to bake, and he recently got a what do you call it? Pilfer of Love. It's basically the thing that like makes whoever drinks it like fall in love with you. So he's like, all right. He's like, I just gotta feed this to Kal-El, and then I'll just kill him. And because I'm he thinks I'm his best friend, it'll be fine. It didn't happen. So he got. He met him and the minion NPC. They walked up to Kal-El. Kal-El's like, all right, fucking got, this necromancy shit. I can't wait. I'm gonna blow the shit out of that Blood Hunter school. It's gonna be the best. I cannot wait. And Joe, meanwhile, was like, all right, I'm gonna go in my room. I'm gonna bake this, this cake. Kal-El at the time, and I thought this monster was super cool. His second lieutenant was a Tanaruk, which is basically like a demon-infused orc. So those guys
love those guys.
Yeah, super spiky, and that was his second in command dude. So Joe's
second in command implies that the Tanaruk has a brain, which I think they're generally pretty dim. But fair enough.
So, and the other thing, and this is the other thing I forgot to mention, and I mentioned it a while ago. When I ran the Delian Tomb, one of the things the players, so when they went through the dungeon, at the end of it, there was a bunch of coffins, and I gave each player again, magic items, because throwing them out like candy. One of the things from Matt Colville that he took from his friend Jim Murphy was this idea of there are these super weapons, almost like the vestiges of Divergence that Matt Mercer uses. And they call them the Teeth of the Dragon. And I thought it was so metal. I'm like, all right, I want these super weapons in the game. They sound fucking sick. But one of my players has one of these. He has the white dragon, Tooth of the Dragon. It's basically a frost mane. What is it? It's the ice sword in DMG, the +1 sword that deals frost damage.
Frostbrand.
Yeah, frost. But that's the thing he got. Yeah, Frostbrand.
I thought you were referencing Frostmourne. I was like, I
think I was mixing it up. Yeah, I think I'm mixing them. Yeah, yeah.
Frostmourne is Arthas's sword in World of Warcraft.
That's what I was fucking up. All right. But yeah, he got a Frostbane. So this is one of them. And then the players
Brand.
Sorry. And they know they're like, okay, they're like, they heard through the grapevine. There's like, all right, there's like 5 of these out there. It's fine. Like, we're probably not. There's 5 of them. This is a whole fucking country. How, when were we ever going to run into another one of these? The Tanaruk has the other one. Tanaruk had the black acid sword. And Joe's like, and then Joe immediately seeing that went.
Were they themed to the dragons?
Yeah, they were each one. Yeah, each one was themed to a dragon. So red, Disney. Yeah, so red, green, blue, black, white. And each teeth basically like dealt damage equal to that dragon. And then later on, I had them just level up with the party, kind of like vestiges, and they did extra bits and shit. And so this Tanaruk had the black one, and Joe, seeing that, went, actually, I'll have him kill Kal-El for me.
What?
So Joe, while he basically took the pill for love and he baked into a cake. And he's like, I want to give the cake to the Tanaruk guy. I want to try and find him like one-on-one or something. I'm a minion. Can I like try and summon him or send someone to summon him? And I'm like, yeah, sure. You meet him in the kitchen because that's probably where you're baking this shit. So the Tanaruk storms in and basically, has no tolerance for this nonsense. He's like, why the fuck did you summon me here, you little shit? Give me one good reason why I shouldn't use your skull as a basketball. And Joe's like, I baked you a cake, Mr. Boss, because you are the greatest manager I've ever had.
I'll give you one reason not to use a skull as a basketball. Basketball's not invented yet, so I don't.
You don't know that. This is my homebrew world, Josh.
I'm pretty sure basketball wasn't a thing back then. I'm just back in the Disney. I'm just saying.
I'm going back. I'm gonna make a can now. Basketball
exists in Matt's world.
All right,
confirmed.
But so Joe, was like, I baked you a cake, and he rolled really high on persuasion. And the Tanaruk's, their stats not great. They fucking hit like a truck. But like when it comes to like their intelligence, wisdom, charisma, nah, nothing. Fucking dum-dums. So this guy's not very bright. Someone baked him food, and he's just like, I had him do the thing where he's like,
you hungry?
Yeah, and he literally took a giant like fistful, like smushed the cake in hand, took a chunk and just started eating it in front of Joe and being like, there's no fucking meat in this. What am I? And then just immediately, because Pill for Love doesn't have a saving throw.
He punched the cake like Kratos. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Started licking the frosting off his fingers.
Give me them silver pieces.
That's right. So Joe now he's like, all right, I have the Tanaruk. He's like, all right, Tanaruk thinks he's my best friend. I'm like, hey, Mr. Tanaruk, okay. So Kal-El, he's a bad guy. We gotta take him out. Mr. Tanaruk's like, yeah, boss, that sounds like a great idea. Let's fucking go. So this is where and Joe is one of the notorious players who makes me do the hat flip thing where I'm like, where I'm caught off guard by a lot of the shit he tries to do. I didn't have a stat block for Kal-El until that session.
Oh no.
Because I wasn't planning on the players to fight him at all. So I scrambled and looking for shit that was tough, not too tough, and I found something online. I don't remember what fucking stat block because it was so long ago. I was in such a fucking mad panic. But I found some sort of like magey necromancy thing, and basically one of the things that Kal-El can do, because I had him like he was connected to the elder brain, he could just summon any undead, whatever. So one of his other guardians that he had was a bone golem, basically a huge just pile of like hulking it's actually a huge sized monster made of bones. So when Joe and the Tanaruk was like, all right, I want the Tanaruk, he's like, all right, Tanaruk, buddy, friend, what's your name? Fred. Okay, Fred, just go up and just beat the shit out of Kal-El with your sword. Just go and just stab him with the acid sword. I don't give a shit. Just murder him. So Kal-El is sitting in, imagine you will, big castle, throne room, evil necromancer sitting there, plotting necromancy things. All of a sudden, big demon orc man with a big acid sword comes up to him, stabs him right in the kidney, while Kal-El is sitting on the throne.
Just chilling, having some tea.
Yeah, basically. He's just plotting,
watching his soaps.
as villains do. And so a fight broke out, and like between the Bone Golem, Kal-El, and a couple other zombos, Joe managed to basically he almost got Kal-El like actually down because of the stat block. But Kal-El had a lot more minions, and he had a lot of higher spell slots left.
Wait. So Joe was like, I'm gonna fight Kal-El, and you just had to like pick a fucking stat block on the fly?
I just picked, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, which after that session, I went and did, actual like work and actually found a like appropriate stat block.
After that session, I killed Joe.
Yeah. Why? I almost
My
did.
bare hands.
I almost did.
No. Joe the player, not the character.
Joe the player. Oh, no.
You killed Joe the player.
So Joe managed to get Kal-El down, chased him around, and then I wanted to foreshadow something that like another like powerful magic item they had. So Kal-El had this orb, this like kind of black, not a sphere of annihilation, but almost a pondering orb, if you will, or some shit like that.
Pondering orb.
So Joe broke like
His
Kal-El
orb upon which he ponders.
Yeah. So Kal-El ran away from the fight, and while the orc got fucking decimated, by the way. So Joe's like, well, my bodyguard's gone. I might as well go after the boss and ignore the golem. And Joe chased Kal-El down to his office, found Kal-El with this pondering orb, and basically Kal-El's like, he heard a voice in like, some ethereal language that Joe didn't understand. And then realized, and I specified saying, you see the wounds on Kal-El beginning to heal. And to which Joe took that and went, I need to leave now. And then basically just jumped out a window. Survived and managed basically after he's like, all right, I'm gonna go to Caves of Chaos now. I've done my work here. I've done my job.
He shrugged and went, I tried. I made a hard attempt. Give him a best shot.
Oh yeah. So my the first one-on-one session was real fucking dude.
I just like his logic though, being like, well, if I get the big orc man and it's me and the big orc guy, I could probably take out the big bad boss. What could go wrong? I'm sure it'll go fine. Like, sir, in what land does that make any sense? What?
Why not? Why not try it?
You did your best, bud, I guess. I don't. Okay.